If you have a strong-willed, out-of-control child, then by definition you have a very intense child. He enjoys intensity. He seeks intensity from others, especially you, his parent. Observe him sometime while he's playing video games. Watch how intense he is. Look at how he just feeds off of the energy of the game. Now, when you're animated, when you're arguing, lecturing, threatening, getting angry, and so on, you unfortunately are providing the very intensity that he wants. He has discovered that you're much more interesting when he behaves inappropriately. And if the intense child believes that he's going to get a bigger payoff for negative behaviors, then he's going to repeat that pattern over and over again. Now, intense kids are not out to get you as the parent, but they are out to get your energy, and they want you to be exciting to them. You could think of it as you, in a way, are your child's favorite toy or your child's favorite video game. And unfortunately, you are much more exciting when things are going wrong. So what you may have viewed as punishment or discipline was actually a reward. Your child got a bigger payoff, and I have seen many, many cases where a child is literally addicted to the parent's negative reactions. You can't really stop a child from breaking the rules. They already know what the rules are, and it gets old trying to convince them not to break the rules. But you can deliver a consequence in a way that doesn't accidentally reward his negative behavior. And you can give your child your energy when things are going right rather than when things are going wrong. So one of our major tenets in this methodology outlined in this ebook is when things are going wrong, we have to put on our poker face. We cannot show any emotion, because as soon as the child knows that he was successful in pushing our button, he will continue to push, push, push. Now, it's at this stage of the game when I often hear from parents that it's just too difficult to not get angry. They say things, like, well, if my child's misbehaving and he's calling me names or breaking stuff, it's just impossible for me to not get angry. Well, you know what? I disagree with that. It's not a question of whether you can or cannot put on your poker face. You've already done it. There's been times when you've gone to a restaurant and you've paid good money for a meal and you got lousy service and lousy food, and the waitress came by and asked you if everything was fine, and you put on your poker face and smiled and said, yes, everything's fine. And there may have been a time where you got pulled over by a police officer and you got a ticket that you couldn't afford and that you didn't feel that you deserved, and you could have told the cop to go to hell, but you didn't. You smiled, you signed the ticket, and you showed up to court. So it's not a question of whether you can or can't wear your poker face. You've already done it. It's possible. I know that it's hard. But you have to, when things are going wrong, you have to act as if you're unaffected. The reason being is because as soon as the child sees that you're upset, he knows he's winning. He knows he still has a chance. He knows he still might be able to whittle your no into a maybe and then into a yes. And then he, again, has figured out a way to get his way.